Think of crocodiles and you'll probably have images of Crocodile Dundee and Australia, but you probably wouldn't expect to see a crocodile in Medway. Meet Medway's very own Crocodile Dundee, Christopher Weller. Thanks to a special licence issued by Medway Council, Christopher can keep his pet croc, Caesar, in luxury at his home. The crocodile, who is 7 years old, has his own room, his own swimming pool, it's got a TV and a radio where he listens to Classic FM.
I've always been into reptiles for many, many years, and obviously they're one at the top of the chain basically, and I find them fascinating.
How much does it cost to keep a crocodile on a weekly basis in terms of food and all the setup you've got here with the lighting?
Obviously,
is it expensive?
The lighting, once you've got it set up, I mean, setting the rooms up and that was a little bit costly. Obviously, I've got a builder, a friend of mine, that does a lot of building work and does things for me. So again, it's set, but once it's set up, the actual weekly cost of keeping him is not very much. He doesn't eat every day, even though he's offered food. He can go ages. In fact, he's only just started eating since December. He just had a couple of bits of salmon the other day and another bit yesterday.
And what's it like having a crocodile in the house? Is it a bit of added security, do you think?
Well, funny enough, I never get any break-ins with other people, I have to say. But it is well known that he's here. But plus the fact that with him go other security things as well. So that in itself makes it a bit more protective. You have to obviously meet the criteria of what's required, and they do an examination with a member of the council and a zoo vet or a qualified vet. And to get the licence. The licence now is for 2 years. It used to be for 1, but it's now for 2. And you also have to have a third-party insurance details. It's a case of any accident to a third party. I'm only too pleased now it's all done properly and above board.
And without the licence, you wouldn't be able to keep Caesar, would you?
Basically, no. You need a licence now to keep him, and especially as they get bigger. I mean, I'm not saying people who don't keep them without a licence. There probably are 1 or 2 people that still do, but they wouldn't be able to keep a big one without one. And as they do grow. I mean, he will probably grow up to 8 or 9 feet as a male. He's about 5 to 6 foot at the moment, so they do live a very long time. They may even outlive me. The visitors like to come and have a look, and they usually let me know if they're coming round, and they come and stand here and look through the door and that, because it is unusual. But children love it because they wouldn't see one. You wouldn't see one unless you go to a zoo or something like that. It's very laid back compared to, I mean, I go out and I stroke him and pat him and all that. He likes all that sort of thing. But he likes to do it his way. And if he wants to do something, he'll let you know. If he wants to go out, he'll tap on the window or try to go through the crop flap. He lets you know what he wants to do, and then you go and let him do it. But generally, I allow him to do what he wants, basically. But he does it. He's very careful when I put food down. He never goes for the food while I'm there. He lets me step away before he picks the food up. So he's very cautious not to bite.
And he's never tried to bite you. Then he's a friendly croc.
Not since, I would say, the last few years. Early on, when he was a baby, about 1 foot long when he came. Then he could be a bit nippy. If you tried to pick him up, which one used to do because he was easy to move in those days, when you're foot long, you might get a nasty bite. I've got lizards, parrots, birds, terrapins. Some of them are rescues. We just recently got another terrapin in rescue wandering the streets of Chatham, I understand. It was brought in here. So it's now been rescued. And we've got plenty of fish out the back as well. We've got 5 ponds with all different species. Freshwater fish. Yes, he doesn't know much else really, because most of these animals when they come in, they've already been in captivity. They're not sort of caught in the wild and brought over here. They come over as babies, sometimes about 6 inches long. So they don't really know much else about being in a tank and that. So having a room instead of a tank is a big advantage. I mean, a lot of these animals are kept in smaller areas, which is unfortunate. But he's got plenty of room here to move about.
Christopher had to meet a whole host of stringent conditions to gain his dangerous wild animals licence, and he's only one of 2 people in Medway that have one. His licence is just a small part of the work of Medway Council's environmental protection team. They deal with everything from noise, drainage and odour problems, dog microchipping, bonfire nuisance and filthy premises like these. In 1 year alone, the team dealt with 1,422 domestic noise complaints, 599 pest control problems, 128 drainage complaints, 245 complaints about smoke, and served 11 notices on filthy premises. They also run Medway Council's national award-winning A Day for Every Dog event, which helps raise awareness of dog barking and responsible dog ownership. Free dog microchipping is offered at these events, and so far, the team have chipped over 1,000 dogs since the event started 3 years ago. But for Christopher, he's more than happy with his four-legged friend Caesar and the rest of the menagerie, all living the good life in his Medway bungalow.